6th of August 1945, an American B-29 Superfortress bomber, piloted by Colonel Paul Tibbets, dropped a uranium-based bomb approximately 600 meters above a Japanese city, Hiroshima. This altitude was chosen to maximize the radius of destruction by allowing the blast wave to spread more efficiently. The blast yielded approximately 15 kilotons of TNT. Few days later, the US dropped a second bomb on another Japanese city called Nagasaki. Surface temperature arose to about 4,000 degrees Celsius. Over 200,000 military personnel and civilians perished, leading to the unconditional surrender of Japan during the Second World War. This effectively ended the World War II. Now, the two bombs dropped by the United States are nicknamed the Little Boy and the Fat Man. All the two are advanced nuclear weapons. The Little Boy was about 10 feet in length and weighed approximately 4,400 kilograms. It contained approximately 65 kilograms of enriched uranium-235. Nuclear weapons are the most powerful technologies of warfare ever developed by humanity. The explosive power of one nuclear bomb is millions of times greater than 1,000 explosive shells fired from a tank or artillery. Nuclear weapons have only been used twice in advanced warfare, both times by the United States against Japan during the final days of World War II. There are only a few countries known to possess nuclear weapons. A nuclear weapon is a bomb or warhead that releases energy through nuclear reactions, either fission or fusion, or a combination of both. Unlike conventional explosives which rely on chemical reactions, nuclear weapons derive their immense power from manipulating atomic energy. When a nuclear weapon explodes, 4 types of energy is produced: a shock or blast wave, intense light and heat, and radiation. There are 2 primary types of nuclear weapons: fission bombs and fusion bombs. A fission nuclear bomb works by splitting atoms apart to release a massive amount of energy in a very short time. To understand how this happens, let us start with the basics. Everything in existence is made up of tiny particles called atoms. At the center of every atom is the nucleus, which is made up of 2 types of particles: protons, which have a positive electric charge, and neutrons, which have no charge. Around this nucleus are even tinier elements called electrons, which move very fast. These electrons have a negative charge, but they are not involved in nuclear bombs. Only the nucleus is involved. When a neutron hits the nucleus of an atom, the nucleus splits into 2 smaller nuclei. When the atom splits, it releases a lot of energy and also more neutrons. These extra neutrons go on to hit more nearby atoms, splitting them too. This creates a chain reaction. Scientifically, this is called nuclear fission. Any material that can sustain nuclear fission chain reaction is called a fissile material. There are only few of these materials: uranium-235, plutonium-239, and uranium-233. Among these materials, uranium-235 and plutonium-239 are the main fissile materials used in nuclear weapons. If enough of the uranium-235 atoms are packed closely together, it reaches a critical mass. This is when the chain reaction becomes very fast and uncontrollable, releasing a huge burst of energy in the form of heat, light, and a powerful shock wave. This is what causes the massive explosion in a nuclear bomb. Fusion means joining together. In a fusion bomb, atoms of very light elements like hydrogen are forced to stick together under extremely high pressure and temperature. When this happens, the atoms form a new element and a huge amount of energy is released. This is the same process that powers the sun and other stars. A fusion bomb is also known as a hydrogen bomb or thermonuclear bomb. It actually requires 2 stages to detonate. A small nuclear fission bomb using uranium or plutonium is exploded first. The energy and heat from the first explosion create the extreme conditions needed to start fusion in another part of the bomb. In this stage, isotopes of hydrogen, usually deuterium and tritium, are forced together. When they fuse, they release an even larger explosion. The heat produced during these types of explosion is hotter than the center of the sun. It reaches over 100 million degrees Celsius. The temperature of the center of the sun is around 15 million degrees Celsius. Just one nuclear bomb can completely devastate a city and render it uninhabitable. A nuclear weapon causes mass destruction, death and injury, and have a wide area of impact. People close to the blast site could experience gamma rays and neutrons emitted as radiation, which can cause acute radiation sickness and long-term health problems like cancer. The little boy bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima was one of the two nuclear weapons developed by the top-secret Allied Manhattan Project during the World War II. Unlike its counterpart, the Fat Man, which used plutonium, Little Boy was a uranium-based weapon, the first of its kind. The bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki marked the beginning of the nuclear arms race.